Hi everyone. Okay, now that I've kicked the wife out of the room, she opened the door and said, "What are you doing?" I said, "Well, I'm making a video, but now I got to start it over." So I am making a video. We're making a video on this 55-gallon sump that's below this 55-gallon Seahorse tank. We use the sump for filtration mainly, but we also use it as a opportunity for us to get stuff out of the display system, like your heaters and any kind of other over the back filtration you might have. Everything can be run out of the sump. Understand that I have this system set up down the basement, so although it is a display system, it's not really a display that I would have upstairs where guests would see it. Of course I do bring people down. They want to see the seahorses. They know I keep seahorses. But for the most part, it's just me and my wife when we're feeding them and taking care of them that see this, so it's kind of out of the public eye. So I don't fuss too much about the sump being covered by doors or anything like that. If you want to have it upstairs, I would certainly recommend having a doored stand and so on to keep all that stuff out of sight, because that's one of the reasons why you have that sump is to get everything out of your display and get it into a hidden area where you can't see it. But mainly for the filtration system. And we've set this up and we've added a few things as we go to it, and I'm going to go over those right now. This is not a drilled system. This is actually an overflow system. And what I mean by that is the tank itself is not drilled. You can see that's an aqua lifter pump on the top, and this is what they call an overflow box, if you're unfamiliar with this. And it drains out of the tank and then goes down into this overflow box and then goes down through the pipes and into your sump. And then I bring the return, as you can see back over there, that's PVC pipe. And this is a 3/4 inch PVC pipe that comes up, and then the water flows back into the tank on the opposite side. So that's basically how the overflow works and how the water gets into the sump itself. Okay, once it goes into the sump, it comes down below, and we have this sump is set up as a 4-chamber sump. This first chamber would be called the drain chamber, where the water actually drains in from the display down below. And then each chamber is separated by baffles, and the water flows through like this. It comes down through here, water flows underneath that baffle and then comes back up and into the next chamber, and so on and so forth. I don't have nothing in this chamber other than some live rock. A lot of people, it's really just how you feel about where you want your different positions. But I have live rock in this. The second chamber normally is always your skimmer chamber. You want to skim the water before it starts to go into other filtration systems in the sump. As you can see, that is the skim that it is pulling from the water. I left that in there. I didn't want to gross everybody out, but I wanted to show that, you know, the skimmer is working. This is a oversized skimmer, and when I say oversized, I mean by 3.5 times what it really needs to be, or what this particular company would rate it at, which is, this is an ASM skimmer. It's a G2. It's supposed to take care of tanks up to 180 gallons. Obviously this is a 55 gallon, so we're well over skimmed on this. There's also another pump in here, and this pumps water into a PVC pipe, a 1/2 inch PVC pipe, which is set in this baffle here, and then it comes up, and this is a homemade algae scrubber. And as you can see, it's got just a regular shop light on each side of that screen. This is like knitting screen that you can get at Joann Fabrics or the likes of. And I fit, there's a slot that's cut the whole length of that pipe, or pretty much the length of that pipe. And then the screen is tied up and fitted into that slot. And then use zip ties to hang it there. It just simply hangs there, and the lights help algae grow on it. Obviously you can see the algae growing on it, and it's better to grow it in here than to grow it up in your display tank. It's definitely going to grow, so it's your choice on what you want to do with it. If you don't do nothing with it, you're going to be cleaning algae all the time. In order to get things squared away until you get your balance in the tank, and a lot of times that can be upwards of over a year before you get any kind of a consistent balance in the tank. Something I recently added to this was a sand bed, and then on top of that sand bed is live rock, and then on top of that is matrix that is in a like a netted mesh bag, and this is just some more filtration. But the sand and the live rock is for a pod population that I'm starting to build in this tank, to try to give the ponies a little bit more variety in their food other than mysis shrimp. They certainly eat mysis extremely strong, but nothing wrong with variety. The last chamber obviously is your return chamber, where the pump just pulls the water up through the pipes and then back into your tank above. What is behind there is a UV sterilizer. I do recommend a UV sterilizer, but I recommend that you buy a proper size for it. Again, this is oversized. That is a 36 watt UV sterilizer. If you're just gonna try to get a small sterilizer that's saving you a little bit of money, you're not saving yourself any money. Get something that's gonna work, and that means you're gonna have to spend a little bit of money for it in order to make it work properly. But that in a nutshell is it. And that's just my little example of a sump and what it does for the display tank. Okay, thanks a bunch.